Today we're going to be revisiting one of my favorites, and I know I say this with every video, but it really is one of my favorites, and that's chapatis, aka chapos. What I'm going to be showing you today is for East African chapatis, which is what I grew up eating, which is what a lot of people in East Africa eat till today. When I first put out the chapati video eons ago, my first one, it got a lot of heat because of the name of it. And my lovely followers from India felt like we shouldn't be calling it chapati. I'm not about to tell my adopted forefathers the name was wrong. Nataka nipigwe makofi nikilala. So today I'm going to be using all-purpose flour because that's what we use in East Africa. I know some people are like, oh, it's not healthy, use whole wheat. Again, I'm not here to change the rules. I'm just showing you how it's made, how I was taught to make it, and let's leave the rest, please. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm using all-purpose flour, which is basically the same flour you use to bake your cakes. And if you want, you can add, sometimes I add chickpea flour, or you can also add a little whole wheat. My mom would, I think she still does though, she would mix like whole wheat and regular all-purpose flour together. And her chapati is a bomb. That's one thing my mom's really good at though, making chapos. It's just her process is a tad bit long. So I'm going to add all-purpose flour here. And next in, I'm going to add a little bit of salt. So maybe about a teaspoon salt is good. Okay. Just mix the flours and the salt up really, really well. Some people add sugar, and sugar just kind of caramelizes and gives your chapo like a little bit of a crispy brownish and a subtle sweetness as well. I will add a little sugar today, not too much, just to show you. Everyone's like, if you want to make soft chapatis, you have to use hot water. I'm just going to use regular room temperature water. All right. That's good. So dough is going to be a little bit sticky. Now comes the hard part, in my opinion. The hard part is kneading it. Every time I knead chapati, I remember this advert that was on KBC. And the advert started with the guy eating chapos that were like frisbees. He wasn't too thrilled. And then, anyway, the mama who made the chapatis, I'm guessing that was his wife, she then used a different vegetable fat, and it rendered really soft chapos. The guy was so happy. The point of the story. So as she was kneading, she was like, she said something in Luo. She's like, Nemo bugoya, Nemo bugoya. I don't remember the rest of it because I don't speak Kiluo. But every time I knead dough, I have her in my head. If you know what she says, like the rest of the words, please let me know in the comment section so that I can finally get it right. Okay. So I'm happy with that. I think that's good. So this may surprise you, but now I'm going to add a little bit of vegetable oil. I've got some vegetable oil here. In my previous video, I used ghee. Ghee is still my preference, but I just want to show you guys that you can use other things like vegetable oil. Just don't use butter. I still stand by that. Don't use butter. Don't use olive oil. Okay, so I'm only going to add a half a tablespoon. You don't want to add too much. And work that oil into your dough. This will help soften your dough, and it will also help make sure that your dough doesn't dry out. Good. Okay, so now I'm just going to cover it with some cling film, and I'm going to cover the actual dough with it. I'm not just going to put it on the top. I'm going to cover the actual dough with it. So this is what I feel is a crucial step when you're making chapatis. Actually, it's not even the water. I feel like the dough needs to rest. That's what's so important. Like when the dough rests, the glutens calm down. I'll be back after about 20 minutes. There are times that I make the dough at night, and then I'll cover it really well and put it in the fridge, and then the next day I'll take it out, let it get to room temperature, and then I will work on it. That's also a possibility, and you still get really nice and soft chapos. our dough has rested. As you can see, it's looking really nice and really soft. If it springs back way too much, then it's going to give you a hard time with rolling it out because it's going to keep like shrinking, and that's not what we're looking for. All right, so I promised you 2 other methods today, one being the older method and one being my ultra lazy method. I'm going to cut this in half. All right, so let's put half aside and we'll use half with the older method. So method number 1, just going to roll this out, okay, into a big rectangle. All right, good, that's great. And I'm going to add another half a tablespoon of oil, totaling in 1 tablespoon of oil, okay? And it would be the same for ghee as well. So now you want to just roll it. But as we're going to roll it, we're going to kind of pull it, roll, pull, roll, okay? So pull, roll, pull, roll. Just keep doing that until you reach the end. Now that we've reached the end, I'm just going to give it one last final roll, nice and tight. Okay, and now we just need to cut sections off. So I like to measure about 3 fingers when I'm doing the sections. So there we go, 3, 3, 3, 3. You can even do 4 fingers depending on the size of chapati you want. Okay, and next we just tuck in the sides. So I'm going to tuck in one side. And I have been asked whether we need to do both sides. Not really necessary. One side's good enough. Now we're going to set that aside. And when you set it aside, make sure you cover it again with some cling film because you don't want them to dry out. All right, now dough number 2, the one we'd left on the side. I'm just going to break off little pieces. Okay, and just round them off. That's it. I'm just going to round them off. There we go. And set those aside as well. You'll notice, nope, we're not doing any extra oil. We're not doing any layers. We're just keeping it simple. Okay. Whew. It was hot today. Next step is to roll our chapatis out. I have been asked, what do I do if I don't have a rolling pin? Well, you could use a bottle. We'll just make sure it's nice and smooth, and you can use that as well. Hello, bachelors. So I'm just going to roll these and then come back when I'm frying them. So the moment of frying is upon us, my favorite part. And I like to roll all my chapatis and then I'll just fry them one time. Or depends on time. If I'm pressed for time, then I'll roll one, cook, roll, cook. I just kind of do that. I'm back and forth. This is the easiest right now for the video. All right, so we're going to start by cooking the ones with the layers. There's really not much. There's no groundbreaking information here. So I'm just going to show you. So I usually cook the first part a little bit. And then if you'd like, you can add a little oil on top prior to flipping. Flip it, and then we're just going to cook. And now I'm going to do the other side as well. There we go. So I've just oiled 2 sides. I'm not going to go too crazy here. And I'll also do one without oil. So we can have a couple of chapatis just for comparison purposes. Now we're going to do the lazy one. I want you to see this. Okay, are you seeing the bubbles? I mean, they're beautiful. So I'm just going to cook again the same way. All right, moment of truth. Let's check out all the 3 different types, the 3 different types of chapatis that we've made today. So the first one is our layered oiled chapati. When I say oiled, I oiled it when I was cooking. So this is it. That's how it looks. Not too bad. All it needs for me is an egg. Here's the next one that I used the first method, but no oil. So you can see that's the difference in color. Still lovely. So yeah, there we go. And now, last but not least, the final one. The one that we didn't put layers in and we just cooked straight. I mean, I'm so upset. for obvious reasons. So I'm going to take all these chapos and test them out on my family and see if anyone can tell the difference. If you haven't subscribed to the Swahili Food family, don't forget to hit subscribe. I mean, it's right there. It's looking at you. Come on, you know you want to join the family. And we're really nice around here. We're quite friendly for the most part. Most people are friendly. I haven't really seen too many nasty people. No, we're friendly here. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.